So this is art and culture mains part. We deal art and culture from mains point of view. Okay. So how it comes in our syllabus? You know that GS1. If you go for GS1, the role of history and culture is like this. GS1, all GS papers, you know that it carries 250 marks in mains examination. Yeah, the GS papers, two qualifiers are there. One regional language and English language qualifiers are there. Then the merit papers are obviously essay paper is the GS1, General Studies paper 1, General Studies paper 2, General Studies paper 3, General Studies paper 4 and your optional subject. Okay. So GS1 carries 250 marks. All GS papers each carries 250 marks. So 250 marks, 20 questions, and this is what the syllabus of your history and culture. This is what the syllabus of your history and culture. Indian culture. First, of course, there is Indian culture. Indian culture covering art forms, literature, architecture. Then there is modern Indian history. Modern Indian history, which is from beginning of this 18th century AD till the 21st century. So modern Indian history, freedom struggle, the major phases, various phases of India's freedom struggle, the contributions, contributors, post-independence and history of the world. This is what the syllabus of history in GS1. Now coming to art and culture, okay, in the syllabus itself, it is specifically mentioned, art and culture will cover the salient aspects of art forms, literature and architecture. Art forms, literature and architecture. Okay, art forms, literature and architecture. Yeah, art forms, obviously, art forms, you have to cover both these, performing arts are there. Yeah, performing arts are there and visual arts are there. Am I right? Performing arts and visual arts you have to cover from ancient to modern times. Ancient to modern times. Visual and performing arts. Various visual and performing arts from ancient times to modern times you have to cover, and you must go for their analysis. Okay, in terms of maybe their contributions to Indian culture, Indian traditions, okay, Indian heritage, and the challenges we face in preservation, conservation of such performing arts, visual arts, etc. Okay, so visual and performing arts. Then they say architecture. Architecture, next important portion is architecture. Obviously you have to cover architecture from yes, ancient, medieval and modern era. Okay, the architecture, rocket architecture is there. Okay, Mauryan architecture is there. Then this Mauryan, post-Mauryan Gupta architecture is there. Temple architecture is there. Okay, Nagara Dravida, Versatile styles of architecture, Indo-Islamic architecture, Vijayanagar architecture, Mughal architecture, modern architecture, colonial architecture, so post-independence architecture. So cover architecture from ancient, medieval, modern times. Okay, architecture covering ancient, medieval, modern times. Then it is obviously which is literature. Literature, of course, religious literature and secular literature. Religious literature and secular literature. This is also covering from ancient to modern. Ancient to modern. Okay, ancient to modern. So this is what, okay, precisely speaking, this is what the syllabus of your mains art and culture, which is art, architecture, literature. Art, you have to cover performing arts, visual arts from ancient to modern, architecture, ancient, medieval, modern architecture, literature, religious, secular literature, and you should have a good analysis. This is not like you are learning all the facts and figures. In fact, you will come across the analytical part of this art, architecture, literature, their contributions, their role, their significance in India's culture, heritage, traditions. Okay. 2020, Just let's have a look into the previous year's questions here. 2020 art and culture. These were the questions being asked in 2020. Okay. Yeah. What are the questions here? The rocket architecture represents one of the most important sources of our knowledge of early Indian art and history discussed. A 10 marker question. Okay, it's about rocket architecture. What's the key terms here? Rocket architecture representing one of the most important sources of our knowledge of early Indian art and history. Then there is Pala era is the most significant phase in the history of Buddhism in India. Pala art forms are there, Buddhist art forms are there, Pala miniature is there. Palas were also, Eastern Palas were also great patrons of Buddhism, Vajrayana Buddhism, etc. So, why it is regarded as the most significant phase in the history of Buddhism in India? Okay, many Pala rulers even they donated, contributed or revived some Buddhist learning centers also. Okay, now Indian philosophy and tradition played a significant role in conceiving, shaping the monuments and their art in India. Yes, you know that like a Buddhism, Jainism, they significantly contributed to this evolution of Chaitya Vihara rocket architecture. Okay, then similarly, you might have learned about that what is called Ashokan pillar, Mauryan pillar, heavily influenced by that Dhamma philosophy. Heavily influenced by Dhamma philosophy. Gandhara, Madura, Amaravati schools of art, post-Mauryan schools of art. Gandhara, Madura, Amaravati schools of art heavily influenced by Buddhism, Jainism and Hinduism, Brahminism. Indian philosophy, Buddhism is, it's a philosophy, yeah. Buddhism contributed to unorthodox philosophy, Buddhist philosophical ideas, okay. Buddhist philosophical ideas, Jain philosophical ideas, okay. Or this what is called Dhamma. Dhamma is, you can't treat Dhamma as a religion, yeah. Dhamma, it was an ethical code of conduct, okay. So how such a philosophical or traditional values influenced Bhakti Sufi traditions? Okay, so how these philosophies and traditions influenced Indian schools of art and architecture, or how it influenced shaping of the monuments and art forms in India. Gandhara, Madura, Amaravati schools of art, Gupta art forms are there. Okay, coming across this Chola art and architecture. Okay, coming across Indo-Islamic architecture. So how various philosophical values, traditions influenced these Indian monuments, shaping Indian monuments and art forms in India. That's another question. Persian literary sources of medieval India reflect the spirit of this spirit of the age. So see, these are some questions UPSC asked in 2020. Highlight the Central Asian Greek Bactrian elements in Gandhara art. Influences of impact of these foreign traditions on this Gandhara art form. What makes the Indian society unique in sustaining its culture? It's a blend question. Society and culture blended. No. 2018 safeguarding Indian art heritage is the need of the moment. Safeguarding Indian art heritage is the need of the moment. Very recently, Dhulavira, the first site of Indus Valley civilization, recently being declared as UNESCO World Heritage Site. Dhulavira go to that UNESCO World Heritage tag very recently, and including that it is India's 40th heritage site, I think. Dhulavira become India's 40th World Heritage Site. So Dhulavira is the first Indus Valley civilization site which got that UNESCO World Heritage tag. Okay. Now coming to this, safeguarding Indian art heritage is the need of the moment comment. There is a question. Assess the importance of accounts of the Chinese Arab travelers in the reconstruction of the history of India. You know that there is Fahin visited India, Huyan Sang visited India, or medieval times many people visited India. How they contributed to, or how their accounts are relevant or helpful in reconstructing or constructing the history of India. How they construct or how their accounts talk about the social, economic, political, cultural, religious history of India. What they talk about the society of ancient India, what they talk about the religion of ancient India, polity of ancient India, or culture of ancient India. Same. Medieval India also, many Marco Polo or Alberoni, many foreign travelers, scholars visited India. What they talk about medieval Indian society, culture, religion. How do you justify the view that the level of excellence of Gupta numismatics art is not at all noticeable in later times. In the context of diversity of India, can it be said that regions form cultural units rather than states? You know, there are questions asked in 2017, 2016 also you can notice some questions, 2015, 2014, a good number of questions again, 4 questions are there. 2020 also 4 questions were, we just discussed now, okay? And 2013, few questions. In fact, we go up to 2013 because 2013 is the year when this UPC slightly changed its mains pattern, okay? So the current mains pattern, it is from 2013 only. So, once you analyzed the previous year's questions, one thing is crystal clear that when it comes to art and culture for your mains preparation GS1, art and culture as per the syllabus demands, Indian culture will cover the salient aspects of art forms, literature, architecture from ancient to modern times. So, art and culture broadly covers art forms, architecture and literature. Art forms, architecture and literature. Art forms, performing and visual arts are there. Then architecture, yeah, architecture, you know, art forms, architecture, literature, what all things you study, you have to cover from ancient to modern times, ancient to modern times. Now again, if I do that further breakdown of the syllabus, art and culture syllabus, okay, I will show you some important things which you have to focus in this particular area. Yeah, culture and heritage of India. First important thing is, yeah, culture and heritage of India. The challenges, contributions, okay, the challenges, contributions, this culture, heritage or performing arts, what all things we face in India, okay, various challenges, maybe in terms of conservation, preservation of this India's cultural forms, art forms, you know, traditions, okay, what all the challenges we face in terms of preservation and conservation of this India's culture, traditions or values, art forms to modern day without breakdown. So focus on the challenges and focus on the contributions of these various art forms. The contributions of various art forms, okay, contributions of these art forms, architecture or literature for the preservation of Indian culture, or in order to understand this culture of India or history of India or heritage of India. Utility of performing arts during these ancient and medieval times. Cover something like this. Art and architecture, of course, art and architecture of Harappan civilization. You have to cover the art and architecture of Harappan civilization. Harappan civilization is Indus Valley civilization. Cover the art and architecture of Harappan civilization or Indus Valley civilization. Then there is the influence of Buddhism, Jainism on Indian architecture. Influence of Buddhism, Jainism on Indian architecture. Impact of Persian Greek invasions on Indian culture. Then there is Mauryan architecture, post-Mauryan architecture, Gandhara, Madura schools of art, cultural developments during Gupta age, then temple architecture, then sculptures, you know, Nagara, Dravida, Varsara styles of temple architecture. Then there is rocket architecture, okay, rocket architecture. Then there is freestanding temple architectures of south, Pallavas, these Cholas, etc. Then this Nalanda's historical learning center. Then this medieval era architecture, Delhi Sultanate, art and architecture of Delhi Sultanate, Vijayanagar architecture. Then this Mughal architecture, colonial architecture. You see, various, what all things you have to study here. What all things you have to study here. These are some very important things you have to, I mean, coming to culture part, you know, India's culture part, you start with the art and architecture of Indus Valley civilization, then this influence of Buddhism, Jainism on Indian art and architecture, impact of Persian Greek invasions on Indian architecture, Indian art forms, all broadly speaking Indian culture, Mauryan architecture, post-Mauryan architecture, Gandhara, Madura, Amaravati schools of art, cultural developments during Gupta's age, temple architecture. Then this temple architecture means Nagara, Dravida, Varsara styles of temple architecture, rocket architecture, monolithic temple architecture of this like a south, okay, freestanding temples of south. Then various educational centers as a center of art forms and architecture. So educational centers of ancient medieval times, then medieval India architecture, maybe of that Vijayanagara architecture, or this like what is called yes, Indo-Islamic architecture, Mughal architecture, etc. Then this Delhi Sultanate, then this Mughal architecture, colonial architecture, utility of architecture in today and past, conservation and preservation of architectural structures, spread of Indian culture to Southeast Asia. Okay, while seeing this slide, you may be feeling some kind of, yeah, a tension. You may feel that, oh my God, this much things I have to cover. But the reality is, when you cover this ancient and medieval India, our strategy is like our history learning, ancient and medieval learning is a kind of blending of history with the culture. So when we study these ancient and medieval India, along with that we cover these art and culture part of the related modules also. When we study IVC, we study the related culture part. When we study this like Maurya, post-Maurya, Gupta, post-Gupta, or this medieval imperial Cholas, Vijayanagar, or this Indo-Islamic, I mean Delhi Sultanate, Mughals, what all, we cover their cultural contributions or their contributions to this art, architecture, literature also, we cover along with that. But this is specifically designed for covering your art and culture from mains point of view. Similar way, you have paintings also. Don't be so confused and tensed with this. Paintings, you know that prehistoric painting is there. Prehistoric painting is there. Prehistoric painting is there. Okay, prehistoric painting is there. Second thing is paintings, paintings, prehistoric painting, rock, like this miniature painting is there. Mural paintings are there, Ajanta Ellora, Bagh Badami paintings are there. Then this Mughal painting, miniature paintings are there. Then coming across this, what is called this paintings during that Cholas or this Vijayanagar, or paintings during Mughals, etc. you have to cover. So there are different types of paintings, Then there is what is called themes of painting in medieval era, modern schools of painting, then theatre forms in India, various theatre forms in India, significance of traditional folk theatres in India, then difference between these traditional folk theatres and Sanskrit theatres, challenges faced by theatre in India, puppetry forms and these themes of puppetry forms in India, religious philosophies and their impact on India's culture. Okay, these are some important elements from art and culture you have to cover. Language and literature, of course, Vedic literature, you start with Vedic literature, Sangam literature, then this evolution of classical languages and literature, evolution of classical language and literature, trends in medieval literature, modern Indian literature. These are some important things you have to cover from literature point of view. Music traditions are there, dance traditions are there. Okay, music, folk music and classical music. Similarly, dance traditions also. Yes, folk dances are there and classical dances are there. Their contributions to India's culture, India's traditions, and the differences, similarities, in terms of various dance forms or in terms of various music traditions, you have to go for a comparative analysis of their salient features, their characteristics, okay, and their impact on India's culture. Okay, so those things you have to cover from this particular area.